And what happens on the national scene, I guess, if and when this becomes an issue, we'll deal with it on the state level. My hope is that it doesn't become an issue.
Your job here is done then, until further notice.
Until further, yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
You bet.
Did anybody ask you to?
I got numerous emails from constituents that were concerned about this issue, and so I took the lead on it, and the resolution drafted.
Since we already had the governor's and the attorney general's statements, why was this also new?
Well, the General Assembly is the policy-making body of the government, and so by the policy-making body adding its voice states that we as policymakers don't want schools to feel like they have to follow the dictates that came from the federal government. That if this becomes an issue within the state, that it needs to be decided here in the legislature or by the local school district, not by the federal government.
Do you think you'll present a bill in the regular session on this issue?
As of right now, no. My hope is that it doesn't become an issue in the state of Arkansas, but if it does, then we'll deal with it at the time.
So your preference would be no legislation?
My preference would be right now that common sense would prevail, and so there would be no need for any legislation.
Do you know of anybody working on anything?
Not at this point. Arkansas has been around for 150 years. This has not been an issue. Hopefully common sense will prevail, and we won't need to follow up on this. But if it does become an issue, then at that point, then I have every confidence that we'll take it up and address it.
Do you support what North Carolina did?
Yes, I do.
So why is it you support that but don't think Arkansas should be something?
Well, North Carolina is a sovereign state, so I support their right to make the rules that they believe are necessary within their state. What precipitated this is the city of Charlotte passed a law, and so their state government reacted to that law. And then, of course, the federal government reacted to what the state did, and thus we are where we're at.
Do you think this will affect turnout for conservative voters, like when Family Council passed the constitutional ban on gay marriage in the state? Do you think that more people will turn out to vote in November because of this?
November's an awful long time from now, and so, in politics, who knows what will happen between now and then.
I know you've covered quite a bit. We're a little late to the party, so I apologize.
That's okay.
But a lot of people ask me who are not privy to politics.
Sure.
What does a resolution even mean?
A resolution just states where we as a General Assembly stand. It's not binding by law, but it just reiterates what the governor and what the attorney general said, is that we as a policymaking arm of the government are directing schools to ignore it.
A lot of people, the conversation that we've heard from our viewers is, hey, we want all kids to be comfortable,
Right.
so how do we not pinpoint
Sure.
other kids as more important than others? How do you respond to that?
Well, I would say that local school districts, if this becomes an issue at the local level, then local school districts already have the authority to deal with it. They don't need directive from the federal government or from us, for that matter. But unfortunately, you get into a situation is, who do you want to feel more comfortable? Do you want the transgender boy who's in the girls' bathroom, do you want him to feel more comfortable? Or do you want the 10 girls that are in there that are trying to shower, do you want them to feel more comfortable because there's a boy in there? You've got competing interests.
Two more questions for you.
Sure.
So in Charlotte, there's a lot of pushback. I mean, there was a lot of support. There was a ton of pushback.
Sure.
Are you afraid of that same thing happening here if we took that same direction?
As far as
Just the pushback, people were canceling concerts. And
Sure. No, doing the right thing is the right thing regardless of what the consequences are. And sometimes when you do the right thing, there are going to be consequences for that. But I still think we need to do the right thing, the moral thing.
Everybody's had opinions. We've heard from Governor Hutchinson. We've heard from Attorney General Rutledge. The last name always gets my tongue.
Rutledge.
There we go.
Yes.
And we've heard from you at this point. Other than people talking about how they feel, what do we have to look forward to in your opinion?
Right now, a lot of it's going to depend on what happens, in the state and in the nation. Like I said, my hope is that this doesn't become an issue within our state, common sense prevails, and that we as a legislature don't have to take any action on it. But if this becomes an issue within the state, then we'll deal with it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good.
Are you looking at trying to do something similar with the North Carolina's law here either next year's regular session or even trying to see if you can get it consider her a special section?
No, I'm not working on any laws, and to my knowledge, none of my colleagues are working on any laws at this point. Like I told them, if it becomes an issue within the state where we start to see there's a lot of confusion amongst the school districts, or so, then, you know, as representatives of the people, then we will debate it, but we'll debate it on the state level and come up with a policy that's right for Arkansas and not some blanket thing that comes from the federal government.
I guess how would you measure